pretty much driving a Cadillac as far as like no road noise, and I'm like, I don't care if I look like it's bad.
It says December 1st. It shouldn't go till
We got
January.
those Jeeps. I mean, even though
Does that not mess up our books too?
it's half the noise inside of it.
Oh yeah, you know Mike and his Jeeps, and he's all about them, and I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever ridden in. I'm like, we're not taking that to town. I'm not riding in it.
We had that little Jeep truck, Gladiator, and put me and Beverly in a suitcase and a dog in there, and it's full.
It's done. Yeah.
And it doesn't get that great again. Everybody here to fuss about something. Hopefully somebody's happy.
It is 5:30, and we'll call the November the 12th Ozark City Council meeting. This time. Down just a hair, please. Before we get started tonight, I just want to see, do we have any veterans that are in our audience with us tonight? Okay. That's unusual. I do want to say that we had a very good meeting yesterday downtown, but before Karen leads us in prayer, I'm going to ask that we take a moment of silent prayer to remember our veterans and their families. So if you will go ahead and stand with me, please. We'll have a moment of silent prayer, and then Karen, if you will lead us in our prayer, please.
Heavenly Father, we come tonight with open arms and open hearts. May we be listening with with all the proposals that will be granted today or listened to today. And we just want to have an open discussion, pros and cons of every single thing that is presented today. And we want to do what's best for our community. And we want to be a community where people want to come, enjoy themselves safely, and have a great time. We do not want to do anything that will hurt the image of Ozark in any way whatsoever. In Jesus' holy and precious name we pray. Amen.
Now, if you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we'll do a roll call, please. Meyer?
Yeah.
Minor?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Melton?
Yes.
Maker?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
Had your minutes from last month's meeting. Do you have any corrections? If not, I need a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Maker?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Milton?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Minor?
Yes.
When did we do that now? Our June last month, or June's. That's the way we did it. Okay. So as Susan was going over some paperwork, we are still in June's meeting. So I need a motion for us to adjourn June's meeting, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
Milton?
Yes.
Maker?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Minor?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Next, you have your financials. While we are looking at that, I'd like for you all to look at your calendar tonight. I know we have a meeting the 19th and the 21st next week, if we can do a budget meeting on the 19th, because that's Parks and Rec. And I think you won't have more than an hour meeting, will you?
No,
Okay.
shouldn't.
So if you all can attend the budget meeting at 6:30, please. On the 19th. So do you have any corrections or questions on the financial report?
I move to approve.
I need a second, please.
I'll second it.
Harris,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Next, you have your department head reports. Did not check them. I just want to commend the city employees, fire department, police department, city offices. We had a lot of fun at Scare on the Square. A lot of kids, a lot of candy, but I do want to commend our employees because they gave up their time, and I think we all had fun. We was ready for it to be 8 o'clock, but they've been busy this month, and that added to it. So thank you guys for department heads that are here. Thank you for that. Next is going to be the committee and commissions. We did not have a planning commission meeting because we did not have anything on to discuss. And while I say that, that is one of those committees that is not a regular, just because it's on a month, we don't schedule those if we don't have anything to discuss, because you'd be in here for nothing. So Reagan will send out an email to the committee members, as well as it will be on our Facebook page and on radio and in the graphics. So it will be there if there is a meeting needed. And I do believe fire and police is our only committee meeting.
It was kind of a short, sweet meeting. There really wasn't a lot discussed there. The fire side, Nick, I don't think he's in here tonight.
He's on vacation.
Okay. Cecil has approached him about trading the Tahoe for a side-by-side that is rigged with a fire apparatus. That's something I don't know. I don't really have enough information on it probably to discuss it anymore here tonight, so
Okay.
we'll have to address
So
that.
they're wanting the Tahoe
Yep, they
in
need it.
exchange for a what?
A side-by-side with a fire apparatus in the bed.
Okay.
It's kind of I've got mixed feelings about it. That's why we're gonna have to have some discussion about it.
Okay. Not needing rush for that, I don't
Yeah.
think, are we?
No.
Yeah.
He's got the tank ordered for the tanker. And then the police, we had a discussion about, cameras. They're called flock cameras. The chiefs want to put 5 of them in the city, or around the city, at the major roads. And what they do is they'll record license plates and anything you put in them. If you put a car with a bumper sticker, it'll pick that up and send you an alert. And it'd be good for like Amber Alerts and stuff like that. They're $2,500 a camera, and I told him we'd discuss it in the budget. And really, that's all we really talked about.
Good. I'm just gonna tell you, those cameras are awesome.
They sound like they'd be a good deal. I'd like to try them.
Well, and that's what Devin and I talked about. If we just try it for a year and don't like it, we are done. But
Yep.
that is something that I think is going to, in the near future, we're probably gonna need.
He said you could even pinpoint it down to a 4-wheeler in the back of the pickup and send you an alert. So if you have a 4-wheeler come up stolen, you could put that, and it alerts you that one just went by the camera,
I know,
so.
as long as it don't nobody use something. Okay. All right, under old business, the first on the agenda is the update information on the bridge. And I know last month we had ESG here. I don't feel like that you all had the opportunity to either ask some questions, get more information. I will tell you that it was brought up last month. Steve Outlaw. Steve and I had talked about that prior to the meeting, but I went on ahead and reached back out to him again the week of that meeting. We've had a couple of conversations. Unfortunately, Steve's not been able to show me any paperwork that he had back in 2017. We had a discussion today, and like I said, 2017 is when he started that and started looking at all the figures. And after our discussion, he was very impressed with what has been presented. And he feels like that since the Advertising and Promotion Commission is going to be helping with this, his words were, let's go Ozark and put Ozark back on the map for a destination place. So they are here again with us tonight. And as a council, if you have any questions for them, you did get the breakdown that you had asked for. Those are in your packet, along with the scope of the work. So I didn't know if you had questions, concerns. Now is the time for us to do that for them. Please.
We had spoke earlier about the warranty on this. I want to make sure I'm clear what kind of warranty we do have on this, would have on this project.
Ross wasn't able to be there, last month because he was on vacation, but he is here now. Ross Acock is our, lighting manager for the whole entire company. We're lucky to have him to start outside the process, so I'll let you do it.
Can we use the microphone, please?
Is this the right spot?
So warranty for the system, the entire system has a 1-year parts and labor warranty on it. And then beyond that, the fixtures that are installed and the cabling that is installed has a 5-year warranty. And then the controls that we install will have a 3-year warranty.
Okay, that's where I was confused. I couldn't remember. I thought it was 5-year, and then I looked on the breakdown, it said 1, so I just wanted to make sure I understood exactly what was,
Sure.
what was being covered there.
That'll all be spelled out really well in the contract as well.
Yes, it is.
Ben, as you all know, no longer has Rivertown, so therefore he will not be, no longer the A&P chairman. However, he is going to be at their December 5th meeting, their budget meeting. So I'm going to ask that if you all can possibly be there. I know 2 of you will already, but he can give a little more in-depth of where his thoughts were on the financing from the A&P side of it.
Well, I guess my question's not really for ESG, because I see there's a spelled out what they're wanting, what they're proposing to do, and it's all right there. My question is about the financing. And like I said, this has nothing to do with you. This is a lot of money to lay out for this project. And I'm uncomfortable with this, not knowing what all the citizens in the city, how they feel. We're wanting to do something, that's great. We need to put Ozark on the map. But, by the time, if we finance this, the direction we were going, we're gonna pay $400 and something thousand in interest over 10 years on this. So we'd have $1.5 million invested in this project. And if the citizens and everybody's all okay and want to do that, then, I don't have a problem moving forward with it. I just wanna make sure that everybody understands what we're wanting to lay this kind of money out for. And I'm not sure everybody does. So that's my concern at this point, is the expense. And, I know they come in and give us an estimate on doing this. Did we have any other estimates? Did we have any other companies come in and look at this, or give us an idea on something like this? Because, we usually on something this big, we always have to do bids or go out and get other ideas. So, that's kind of where I'm at.
The one that John had worked with so close during COVID, unfortunately has gone out of business. So they had done quite a bit of work as well. it's hard to find somebody that's going to, that bridge is unique, the height of it, and it's hard to get somebody to come in here. I mean, I went on what Ben and Sarah had
Sure.
looked at,
No
so,
doubt that.
yeah.
My question, you know, when they did this back in the nineties, we've got all the structure in place on there right now, that they put all these lights and things on before. And, you know, if we could go in, and like I said, I'm not taking anything away from ESG, but if there was, maybe we could use what we got in place to do this, or maybe put some new equipment on the infrastructure we've already got on this bridge, or something. I just wanna make sure that all stones don't go unturned before we commit to something like this. That's my concern with the whole project at this point.
Well, the repair what's on there would probably, it would be prohibited because you can't get the stuff, and I mean, a lot of that's antique and it uses a lot of electricity. LEDs is kind of the only way you can go as far as the durability and the consumption. I mean, it's not gonna burn near the power.
No, but we've got conduit and stuff in place that you can run new wiring and stuff in. That's a big lot of the cost, is your conduit, things like that. You can put different lights, you can put LED lights on an electrical system without having to do the whole job over again. That's my idea on it. Anybody else got anything to add to it?
I agree with you, Randy. I've went out and asked several citizens about this project, and when you say 1.1 million, not counting interest, everybody's like, oh, that's a lot for this little town. Probably everybody's opinion I've talked to, except for one person, is that's just too much. I mean, that's a fourth of our annual budget. And I talked to one person that claims they talked, and I meant to make the phone call myself and I didn't do it, I apologize. Somebody that's actually worked on them lights, and they think you can go in and retrofit them with an LED driver and an LED bulb and keep everything fixture-wise that we have. They'd be a white light again, not a colored light, of course, but I think that's an avenue we need to look at on it.
I've also had,
Go ahead.
I've had questions too, people concerned that we're not lighting the arch. A lot of people think that's the best part of the bridge, is that arch, and the way this is set up, it really won't have direct lighting on it. It will be shining up toward it, but it won't have the light fixtures on it. That was another question I've had from citizens in the city.
The same question I got. Why aren't we lighting the arch?
The lighting that we will install, it will be projecting up onto the arch and will light up in whatever color you want to the arch. It will not have the single points at the top of the arch like it does now, but it will be broadcasting up and projecting the lights up onto it.
So since y'all have done a lot of work, looking at the project and the bridge, to come up with your estimates, is there like a scopable estimate, like maybe not all the bells and whistles, where you didn't have the color, or is it not something your company would be interested in?
No, I mean, there may be other possibilities. We put the best project forward that we feel like is the most reliable and maintainable and easily maintained system is what we tried to go with based on input from.
Your project proposal includes the reuse of much of what's there as long as it's compatible with what your design and system is that correct?
The fixtures are mounted on arms that swing up. We would reuse those arms and mount new fixtures on those. We would reuse some of the conduit that's there and in decent shape. There are some certain areas where it's not, and we'll have to replace or repair. But for the most part, we would be using as much as possible that we feel like is going to last, if that makes sense.
And we're also adding, sorry, Mayor, but we're also adding lights on the other side. Right now, you have just one side of the roadway lit. We're adding on the other side
east side on the roadway, there's beacon lights there. On the west side, there's not. There's no lights on that side, and we would be adding it on both sides of the arch.
And as we said before, we've gotten approvals. I don't know if you could get approvals to have LED lights, because there are so much more powerful shining down from the arch. I'm not sure that RDOT would approve that. They've already approved the design, that we kind of put forward, for the bridge. Because it also is a navigation, so we're also using the existing navigation system as well.
Well, the lights we have now don't shine down. They're actually just sitting up on top, outlining that. They don't actually shine down on the bridge. So to me, that wouldn't be an issue. But like I said, I just want to make sure that everybody's on board before we commit to something like this, because right now I have a problem with it.
So one thing I would caution on just trying to retrofit them with new lamps and drivers, or probably just a new screw-in lamp is all you could get to go in those fixtures. The life on those is not very long. The light output, it's not gonna come out the same as it does, because the way that fixture's designed with a reflector in there, then the light comes all the way out, all the way around an LED, or a high pressure sodium, which is there. With the LED, it's much more pointed, and the fixture is designed differently. So, yeah, it'll work with putting just a white light in there, but it's not gonna look the same, and it's not gonna look as good as what you got now. The person I talked to is talking about a cob light. Now, I'm not.
Corn cob.
Yeah, I'm assuming that has LEDs all the way around it.
Yeah, basically, it's an LED, it's
Yeah.
about that fat, about that long, and it
Yeah.
looks like little pieces of corn, is why they call it corn cob. Problem with corn cobs is anything with LEDs, if they don't have the heat dissipated, that's what kills an LED.
Mhm.
They don't make as much heat because they're not using as much wattage, but when you get the corn cob inside that little bitty fixture that it wasn't designed for, that also increases the heat and can affect the life of the lamp. So that's another thing with the corn cob, is if you, problem is, if you do it now, you're never gonna get the energy savings again. If you put the corn cob in, you're stuck with low wattage and they're gonna burn. We have good luck sometimes putting them in, other times we don't. We've got a project right now in the jail where they've got, tamper-proof fixtures. They're just, I mean, they're built pretty good, like those fixtures. The corn cob, they're just burning out like crazy, to the point where the lamp manufacturer said, hopefully we're done with this warranty pretty soon. And so then when it goes out of warranty, there's nothing you can do. You can't get more lights.
Is there a different fixture that could be put on there in place of them fixtures with an LED light that would look good?
Well, the LED is what we're putting on. We're
Mhm.
reusing the arms, so we are putting LED on there. As far as a white LED, I would have to investigate that, because we didn't look at the white. 'Cause with the colored LED, there's just so many options for controlling the things that you can do with all the different colors on there.
And I do know when A&P and the chamber had been working on that in the past, that they were getting so much feedback from people, this is ridiculous that the lights aren't, the bridge isn't lit. They had been questioning, what kind do you want, what are you all thinking, and it kept reverting back to, we want what Little Rock has. Most of you have been down there, you can see where they've changed. It's something different and unique, and there it goes back to, this is an unusual bridge, and, the what's on there now, those on the top, and I wish Michael was here, he's out today, they cannot find those replacements. And that is, I mean, that's an issue that if you can't get them, you can't get them. So it looks really bad now. If you'll go out there and you'll go down to the depot and look up, you've got one out, one on, three out, and it just, it looks bad on us. So and Charlie, you had mentioned something that you didn't get a chance to make a phone call to someone. Do you think you possibly might could do that, and then at this December 5th meeting, we can discuss this again.
Yeah,
Just like I said.
but what he's
Ben's
saying
got-
is probably accurate, cause that
Okay.
was one of the concerns, was the heat dissipation. So he nailed it on the head there.
Sometimes they work good, and then you don't wanna be the time they don't, and you don't know till you.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing, and you can really tell, I'm a lighting geek, so when I drive around, I look at the lights. As soon as I walk in the building, I look at them. You can see like a parking lot like this out here. Sometimes they'll start putting corn cobs in, and you can really tell the difference on the way the light comes out. You can see it. I mean, it's not bad, but it doesn't put the amount of light out the way it's supposed to, because the other fixture was designed for a different kind of lamp.
One thing with the, I know Michael, I know he's not here, but one thing he talked about and was concerned about was the arch, is the top of the arch, and maintaining those up there, because you have to have special equipment to get up there. It's not does not believe that it's a safe environment to get up there. So that's one of the factors in our design. And like the Little Rock you mentioned, those are all projection type LED lights that are pointed and made for that situation where these would be as well.
I do know that some contractors cannot get insurance for working on stuff like that over water. They're just, their liability insurance won't even consider it to be. So that's something to consider as well.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is I will definitely start talking about this on the radio in the morning. Vernon, I hope you will, maybe make this a header for our meeting and get the information out there. We obviously know people will respond. And then December the 5th, we'll meet in here with A&P. Ben can give you more detailed information. Hopefully, I will ask Steve Outlaw to be here as well. And, let's kind of see what we can do.
As I said before, I don't have any doubt that this is a great product y'all have. I don't doubt it at all. It looks, you've done a great job presenting it and engineering it. It looks great. And if money wasn't a problem, I'd say start on it tomorrow. But we're a small city. We have a limited budget, and we have to really be careful with on a big expenditure like this. So
Understand.
you have to understand where we're at too. So that's why we want to make sure we're going the right direction for our citizens.
That's what I expect out of my city council.
And that meeting on December 5th is at 4. A&P sets their meetings at 4, so. All right, guys, thank you all. I know you have a long trip. Be safe going home. We won't make you stay
Thank
for
you.
the rest of it, but thank you. Okay, next up, under old business, is the Entertainment District, Crystal Wright, Shelby Beasley. And this one is sponsored by Councilmember Angela Harris.
I've got these if you wanna take these down, just kind of something to look at, and then I have one here if you wanna take it around and look at it here. Thank you all for allowing me to speak today. My name is Crystal Wright, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors and the Chairperson of Economic Vitality for Main Street, Ozark. I know this has been a hot topic in our community, and we're listening to any and all feedback. We've already received a few suggestions on parameters, times, and the safety concern of our children. On the September agenda, it was meant to open up conversations on this together as a community. However, that information was taken out of proper context. Today, I want to set a few clear expectations of what is being discussed so far, and to explain that we're still asking public input at our upcoming meetings to fill in those blanks. Upcoming meetings for this for public speaking on it would be November 18th at 5:30 and December 2nd at noon at Ozark Community Center. And I would love for our city council members also to be present in those, to get a chance to listen to our community, the pros, the cons, the worries, how you guys could help us build that. Today, we're not asking on a vote for any ordinance because we don't have one finalized. We hope to have one ready to present at January City Council meeting. Our goal today is to just share information and keep the public informed while we move forward with transparency. We have provided a rough draft, which I
which does have the removal of the proposed Miracle Leaf property and the Gar Creek Park, where families can still have a completely alcohol-free place if they do not feel comfortable with the entertainment district. Also, removing all residential properties beside the Myers and the Gages, I want to also be clear that if a business is in the proposed entertainment district, they do not have to participate. In some entertainment districts across the state, they do have to have a window cling or a decal on their door showing their participation in the entertainment district. This still gives autonomy to their business. A business in this proposed district has the ability to opt out. You do not have to allow someone to come in your place of business if you do not wish to participate. We will provide ample signage for all participating and non-participating business. Also, we've taken into account exceptions for our children-based events to include, but not limited to, the Scare on the Square, Christmas on the Square, the parade, etc., so that families don't have to feel that they're compromising their belief systems to partake in holiday events around the square. These events have been staples in this community for ages, and the goal is to not compromise holiday traditions. The entertainment district will not be active during the entire day of those events, so that nothing in the future could ever be compromised regarding that. We have been in contact with a few leaders in El Dorado, Jonesboro, Russellville, Fort Smith, and Mountain Home, and are asking them to either attend our publicly scheduled meetings or schedule a phone call to outline the pros and the cons that they have received within their communities. I feel it's important to lean into that information because they have real life experience with this, and their knowledge and experiences are valued to this. We are working with various entities to gather information, to conduct studies, and obtain data using various collection tools to further assess the needs for our community to encourage growth and development. Ozark does not have an economic developer, and we don't even have a committee solely focused on the economic development in this community, so we feel it's time for somebody to take a step forward with the heart of our downtown. The purpose of our nonprofit organization is to encourage the development, redevelopment, promotion, and improvement of our downtown area in Ozark, utilizing Main Street's comprehensive approach to stimulate economic downtown development. Our 3 to 5 year transformation strategy includes goals to promote economic vitality, and these goals include: 1, enacting an entertainment district to promote more traffic. We need more foot traffic on our businesses. We need engagement from not only our community but visitors. 2, we want to work with state and federal organizations to implement incentives for businesses located in the Main Street Ozark downtown district. We've got to find a way to incentivize that. We've got to find a way to get them and keep them. 3, we need to review ordinances and codes to promote building maintenance. The city has implemented some really great things for residential property that you guys really made some work and progress on. And we got to find a way to do that with some of our businesses. We encourage all of you to come to November and December meetings to continue building this together with an open mind, open ears, and fresh ideas to help the betterment of this community. With the feedback from our community and the leaders that we have that know about this thing, and information from data collection tool, I feel that we will be ready come January to propose an ordinance. We plan to have this on the agenda next month also to further transparency and give updates on our progress, findings, and feedback from not only the community, but the members that have real life experience with this in their communities. Thank you, guys. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No, but I'm impressed. I think you're going the right direction with it.
Thank you. I'm trying to be open and hear all parts.
I have a request from you. If you could send us an email reminder for your meetings.
Of course. I also wanted to, I know that different avenues are for different people, so we have heard that feedback. Facebook, I tend to get a lot of my news from there because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not up at 5 or 6 a.m. with KDYN. I'm not. But we've made sure to include the graphic. We've got the graphic going. We've got Facebook. We are promoting it on our Main Street. We've reached out to KDYN to reach that as well, and I can see if maybe Main Street with their email distribution can get that out to some of the things so that we can encourage that from all sides.
I can share anything you need me to.
Thank you. Just to have it all around, where everybody's trying to figure out how to gather information right now as we transition away from our beloved spectators. So any feedback you guys have that can point me in the right direction, because I do not want, I've got a lot of feedback with, we just weren't informed, or we didn't know, and I have an opinion about it, or I'm concerned concerned, or, hey, I'm for it, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody has a voice because it's important.
So November the 18th at 5,
Yes, we are doing 5:30.
5:30.
So a lot of the feedback too I've got, well, hey, I work and I can't get away at noon because I work wherever and our lunches are staggered. And then I've got well, I'm only free in the afternoons. So I tried to do an evening meeting and a lunch meeting, and then to where we can come back at your next city council meeting, and by that time, I plan to have both of those public meetings with everybody. I plan to speak with El Dorado. I wanna know why did we take it away? What did you miss? I wanna talk about the towns that have it, successful, and have grown. And if we are open-minded to that, I think we can have something moving forward, and for it to be on the agenda in January. Angela, I'm sorry, I think you had a question.
We have discovered that we don't, if you talk about the median income, you wanna talk about that?
So, I don't have that in front of me. We have not a colored printer, and some of those statistics were in color, and so it wasn't gonna be real, or whatever the word is for that, you know what I'm talking about. But we've realized in our studies, Shelby might, have this a little bit better, but in the city of Ozark, we have an average household income of about $36,000. If you look at rent, if you don't have the luxury of having a paid-for home, it's hard. $36,000 as a single mother. I am a single mother. I'm one income in my household, and I do have a child that has to do literally everything. It's money all the time. It's hard. It would be very hard at $36,000 to eat out more than 4 times in a month. We have more than 4 businesses in this town. So when we expand that household radius out 15 miles, that income significantly improves. So what that means, we have got to find a way to get some of that outside business to come into Ozark, whatever that means is, to help us to sustain our businesses. And if we're not promoting tourism or even visitors for that, we're gonna continue to lose things that are staples in this community.
It's not sustainable on just the people that are right here.
It's not.
And most of our houses are rented.
Most of our homes are, Shelby, what was that? Most of them are rental properties.
Yeah, most of them are rental properties. And I do have that information. I did not bring it with me because I was unfortunate and then straight here to a doctor's appointment, but I have that information, and Main Street Arkansas did all of that data collection for us, and so I'm gonna get it all together and provide it to each of y'all so that you'll have it, because it's some really good beneficial information, just to have a better understanding of our community and the demographics and all of that, and just to consider what we wanna focus on when it comes to, keeping downtown thriving.
It even breaks it down into the age group categories and their income, to where we do have to diversify a little bit, that what may be for our elder generation is not the same activities and events that's gonna work for the younger generation that's doing bachelorette parties and things like that. So we have to be open-minded that it is possible to bring in more than one stream of income, or what's good for the goose may not always be good for the gander, but we do have to be open-minded with that. And that is something that we wanted to break it down. Us coming in here and handing you a stack of papers this thick for me to get up here and speak for just a few minutes, that's not anything consumable. So with our meetings, we hope to break it down just a little bit so that we can really give you the bullet points and show the community what we need to do.
If we have more tourism coming in, that's more money, more taxes that can pay for things such as the bridge lighting and things.
We have a beautiful bridge.
We do,
And we have
we do.
these projects that we wanna do. I mean, everybody is passionate, like, just in this last month, but just earlier this week, we have so much talent in this community. I didn't realize the amount of talent with people playing piano and violin and all of that, we could drop people for that. We have car shows that are actually pretty cool. I mean, we have all kinds of things, but we've really got to unify, diversify, and maybe get some things moving so we can have bridge lighting projects and not have to worry about penny pinching. Because a lot of us are on single income. It's hard. Or
Right.
Social Security or disability, and that extra $14 a month at the grocery store or whatever
Mr. Wright, as passionate as you are about this, and Main Street is about this district, it's great. But then on the other side, you've got people, I have talked to a lot of people that's just as passionate that are against it. So you're going the right direction by educating, and I think if maybe we could have seen this, down the road before we started to, get an educational process in place. I think it might have, maybe we could have come to an agreement, but like I said, you got two splits in it right now, and the bigger split that I talked to was definitely against us, but you are going the right direction now, so keep.
Absolutely, and that's where another point, we've done a poll, and as of yesterday, I didn't bring my phone up, I didn't want to be rude, but as of last night, I think we had 67% yeses versus the remaining being no's. So we did have about 170 people that were for and the no's. I know if I'm against something, I'm a lot more passionate about that, and I want to voice my opinion. Where I have other people that they're working, and they couldn't make phone calls to you on that. And this, where my goal here is, I would like you guys to attend those public meetings so those people that were working can have a chance to speak. Because this is intimidating to some people, getting up here in front of
It
them,
is.
asking for public meeting, trim it down to 3 minutes and going that way. So I just want compromise. There's gotta be some compromise and some information and some education, and put me in a room full of people smarter than me so I can learn something. We don't have an economic developer. We just have some people that are just, I work a full-time job, I don't make anything. I don't have a business in this town. It doesn't faze me none. It doesn't make my pockets any deeper. But I have a baby boy that I'm raising here, that I want him to not be waiting for the moment he turns 18 to move out of his house. I want him to be something. I want to have a date night here, not have to drive to Portsmouth for it. So, you guys have any more questions for me?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. All right, next is new business, and I need to add 2 items to the agenda. F will be Sarah Happ. G will be the armory. I need a motion for us to add those to the agenda, please.
I'll make a motion to add them.
In a second.
Second. Yes.
Maher,
Yeah.
Minor,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Maker,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, first is the tax levies. The first one will be the fireman pension fund. You'll remember we do these every year. Last year, I think we got behind and forgot, so Susan's on top of it and got it done this year. So ordinance 2024-15. I need a motion to read, please.
Motion to read.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Tyler,
Yes.
Maker,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Maher.
Yes.
An ordinance levying a tax of $1 million on all real estate, personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas for the benefit of the Ozark Firemen's Pension Fund. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Ozark, Arkansas, Section 1, that a tax of $1 million is hereby levied by the City Council of the City of Ozark, Arkansas for the express benefit of the Ozark Firemen's Pension Fund on all real estate and personal property within the City of Ozark for the year 2025.
I need a motion to dispense with second and third reading and read by title only, please.
So moved.
Someone, yeah, someone read.
Tyler,
Yes.
Maker,
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Maher.
Yes.
And need a motion now.
An ordinance levying a tax of $1 million on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas for the benefit of the Ozark Firemen's Pension Fund. An ordinance levying a tax of $1 million on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas for the benefit of the Ozark Firemen's Pension Fund.
Need a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve.
Need a
Second.
second.
I'll second.
Harris,
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Maher,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Maker,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Next, we have ordinance 2024-16. This is a volunteer fire department. Need a motion to read, please.
I'll make a motion to read.
Second.
I'll second.
Minor. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
An ordinance levying a volunteer tax of 1.2 mils on all real estate, personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the volunteer fire department fund of the city of Ozark, Arkansas. Be it ordained by the city council of the city of Ozark, Arkansas, section 1, that a volunteer tax of 1 2/10 mils is hereby levied by the city council of the city of Ozark, Arkansas, on all real estate and personal property within the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the benefit and use of the city of Ozark, Arkansas volunteer fire department for the year 2025.
I need a motion to dispense with the second and third reading and read by title only, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
Meyer.
Yes.
Minor. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
An ordinance levying the volunteer tax of 1.2 mils on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the volunteer fire department fund of the city of Ozark, Arkansas. An ordinance levying the volunteer tax of 1.2 mils on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the volunteer fire department fund of the city of Ozark, Arkansas.
Need a motion to approve, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'll second.
Meyer.
Yes.
Minor. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Last one will be ordinance 2024-17, and this is the general fund. I need a motion to read, please.
Motion to read.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Tyler.
Yes.
Baker. Melton.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Minor. Yes. Meyer.
Yes.
An ordinance levying a tax of 5 mils on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the benefit of the Ozark General Fund. Be it ordained by the city council of the city of Ozark, Arkansas, section 1, that a tax of 5 mils is hereby levied by the city council of the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the express benefit of the Ozark General Fund on all real estate and personal property within the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the year 2025.
Need a motion to dispense with the second and third reading and read by title only.
So moved.
Need a second.
I'll second.
Meyer.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Minor. Yes. Melton.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
An ordinance levying a tax of 5 mils on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the benefit of the Ozark General Fund. An ordinance levying a tax of 5 mils on all real estate and personal property in the city of Ozark, Arkansas, for the benefit of the Ozark General Fund.
I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Need a second.
Second.
Minor. Yes. Meyer.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
And just so anyone has any question, I know there've been some talk of why we don't put this on the 3 readings. This is a formality. County does it the same way we do. It's not gonna change anything. It's just something that has to be done, so please understand that. Next, we have Blake with cards. If you'll come to the podium, sir. Turn it back now, sorry. You all have in your packet, the first part is, I'll let him tell you that, but your first sheet is for the, residential trash service. That's your first sheet, and then the second, we'll be discussing the transfer station cost.
The first is just our standard CPI increase request, is laid out in the contract.
do have one question.
Yes, sir.
Why is it December 1st and not January 1st? For the effective date?
Because the contract was started December 1st.
Back
In 18. so-
18.
18.
Mhm.
I don't know why a lot of them start January 1st, but
I believe it's because LT's left us.
In October, so
forgot
we
that, you're
were,
right.
Yep.
yes, that's okay.
That's why.
All right, do I have a motion to approve the 3% increase effective December 1st?
Since we're bound by contract, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Meyer,
Yeah.
Minor,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
we appreciate that. We appreciate the city's business, and we hope we continue to give y'all the service that they deserve here. The second request is on transfer station. We recently, about 3 months ago, broken it out into a separate line item and realized that the rates weren't carrying the property. So we're requesting an increase, and I realize that the increase seems substantial, but this rate structure went into effect in 2018, and it hasn't been increased through CPI over the years. It's just stayed stagnant. We all know how things have gone up, so we've tried to come to a conclusion of how to streamline this. There's not a set of scales there to weigh stuff and just charge so much per ton. That would probably be the easiest answer to it, but we've cut out some of the different levels, because when looking at the different buckets that was being charged, seemed like we had a lot more smaller loads than we had bigger loads, and we're not sure that was actually what was going on. We are making some other changes there. We're also asking, and I don't know if this requires council approval, we just would like your consent on it, to move that cashless and checkless system out there. That would change in trying to lower our overhead and if y'all grant this type of request, we will be back next year asking for any more. Now, if you want to look at it differently, we're in tune to that, but this is really what we need to move forward.
Okay, your proposed rates on this will be taking effect, if that's the first of the year, or is that gonna be 1st of December also?
We can do it first year, because it's not, it just says, the only thing that says in the contract is that it has to come before the council, and then really
Okay.
just spell out anything.
Okay. Well, this is a really substantial increase. I've looked over this, and they're talking 160% on some things, 200%. I wouldn't be in favor of voting on this tonight, myself. I don't, fellow members here might have a different idea, but that's really a lot of money to raise these rates. I have no doubt, I know expenses are really bad, but at the same time, I would like to look this over a little bit more, in my opinion.
So I agree with Randy. I would like to table it just
Yes, I think.
for a little bit. I did start researching just other areas because of significant of the percentage of increase. And I apologize, I haven't had time to finish it. So I like to look into that just to make sure we're all on the same page before we move forward. And we may be. I'm not saying we're not.
We're open to suggestions.
I
Right.
just haven't had a chance to
Well, like I
research it
said,
enough.
just give us time to, maybe the next meeting, we can be more in tune to what we do, or,
Can this be discussed in your street and, or
yes, it
one of
could.
them committee meetings coming up?
Yeah, probably the street and water, yeah.
And Blake, I'm gonna ask you a question. There is no way to put scales out there, is there?
That's a question that's above my pay grade.
Yes, there
I
is.
know we-
Oh, there's always a way, it's just the cost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Money.
How much more
It's kinda like the bridge
does it
lights.
cost to put the scales in and
Well, the reason I said that, the places that we have been is not set up like this. You have the circle, I mean,
Right.
that's why I didn't know if we could have one out there. I
But
think-
you're charged though on a cubic foot or cubic yard basis whenever you dump it, not on a weight basis, is that right?
Right. But they're, as you can see by the pricing here, they're just kind of putting a guesstimate of, well, if you got a trailer rounded up, it's gonna be this much. If you've got a full-size pickup, it's this much, you know.
Yeah, see, there's no good way to, when you're talking about a pile of trash, to figure out how much it is, and unless you weigh it, that's about the only way you can do it. So, and we don't have the scales, so I understand, you know, where we're at on that, so.
But if you'll invite me to your meeting, I'll be
Sure.
happy to come. And we'll walk through this a little bit.
Yeah,
December's agenda, please.
so probably brought up in our street and water meeting, which will be coming up the 21st, I
It's the
21st.
think. 21st, at 5:30 here.
Appreciate y'all giving us our annual increase, and we'll be happy to work with y'all with
Okay.
this.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have the changing of the publication deadline for the graphic. If you'll remember, for the Spectator, it was noon on Monday prior for the week. The graphic is on Friday before the following Monday. So we need to change the time on that. We have asked for those to be turned in by noon on that Friday. Kevin has. You need to give me a zapper, so I'll remember to do that.
I don't know if these need to be where Brooke can do it all.
What?
It almost needs to be down there where Brooke can do it all.
Well, we're gonna ask
Yeah.
if they can. When they set it up, they weren't sure, so we discussed that today. 18. This is gonna be 2024-18.
Anybody wants to see one?
Vernon, I want one. I need a motion to read
I'll bring it to you,
ordinance
Vernon.
2024-18, please.
I'll make a motion to read.
I'll second it.
Tyler,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Milton,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yeah.
Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Ozark, Arkansas, an ordinance entitled as follows: an ordinance amending ordinance number 23-12, particularly concerning agenda items. Section 1, ordinance number 23-12, section 1G is hereby amended to read as follows. G, agenda. An agenda for city council meeting is required to be presented in time to make the local paper circulation schedule and shall be, or will be submitted no later than 10 days before such meeting on Friday by noon. Council members should also strive to include any agenda item that such council member wishes to bring before the city council meeting by submitting same to the city clerk or recorder by such deadline. Section 2, the orderly conduct of meetings and public information of consideration of agenda items by the city council being required for good governance. An emergency is hereby declared, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage.
Need a motion to dispense with the second and third reading and read by title only, please.
I'll make a motion.
Need a second.
Second.
Minor,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yeah.
Tyler,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Ozark, Arkansas, an ordinance entitled as follows: an ordinance amending ordinance number 23-12, particularly concerning agenda items. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Ozark, Arkansas, an ordinance entitled as follows: an ordinance amending ordinance number 23-12, particularly concerning agenda items.
Need a motion to approve, please.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I'll second.
Tyler,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Minor.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda, we have the Christmas bonuses. It seems like we just did this. This year has gone by extremely fast. In 2023, you all gave the full-time employees a $200 bonus. Part-time was $75. And to open for discussion, if you want to do the same as last year, if you even want to do one.
I'd say we do the same as last year.
Same as last year's good with me.
Same as last year.
Don't even do a motion. I make a motion that we pay a Christmas bonus equal to $200 to full-time employees and $75 to part-time employees.
And that's take home, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it would be the
After tax.
216.57.
Right.
Yes.
And then the 81.22. Oh, I do need a second, sorry.
I'll second it. Are you gonna have a date when they need to be done by, or?
That's gonna be up to how you want to do it with your payroll, how that fits in. We're not gonna,
How did you do it last year? Just,
last year we gave it before Black Friday,
that's fine.
but it's, and I'm gonna leave that up to her, how it falls. Meyer,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
All right, we had to, spend some money, obviously, on the Kimbrough building, and I do not have a line item for us to pay that out of. So, I need that with some money put in there so we can pay, and we're also going to be, here in a few, well, we'll do that when we get there. So, I'm opening up the floor, I had to pay, you remember what that, I didn't write it down on here.
Engineer,
Yes.
Schmaltz.
Was it 2,200?
23.
Yeah, so if we could get 25 in there. I will tell you that I had left a phone call today. I had a gentleman call and inquiring about cleaning up that building. I've left a message with him, so hopefully we can, I'm not gonna jinx that one. I'll just wait till I get a call back from him.
So will the 2,500 get us through
It will
this
get us
year?
to pay for that, yes.
And then maybe see what we need to do for next year in the
Yes,
budget this year?
And I'm hoping after I visit with him, he can give me a little more detail
Okay.
on what we're looking at for him to clean that up.
Okay.
So put 2,500 in Kimbrough building and make a new line.
We need to do a
Motion.
motion. I'll make a motion to create a line item for the Kimbrough building with an amount of $2,500.
I will second that.
Meyer,
Yeah.
Minor,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
All right. Judge Cap, podium is yours, ma'am.
Right, thank you. I am here for 3 different reasons. One, to ask for your blessing on spending court automation fees. And then the other reason is to ask, if you've given your blessing, whether or not we need to ask for bids on it due to the amount. And then also to provide you some information that will change district court and impact the city next legislative session. I asked ASI, who provides our computer information technology and assist district court, just to give me a layman's paragraph of what it is that we need. So the very first page on your packet explains what it is that I'm asking for. The second estimate is, or the second thing in the packet is 3 different estimates. And essentially, what we're asking to do is to set up the courtroom for Zoom hearings. There is awful feedback when we have someone testify from a remote location. And I believe ASI said that they helped the city with this issue. So I don't know if you all are familiar with that or not. But right now, we're working with the equipment that we have, but it's not professional equipment. We can get through the hearing if someone is actually present in the courtroom, that if we have anyone that is an expert witness that's not there, or if someone needs to again testify remotely that's not physically present at court, it doesn't work. And so it's expensive. The total amount is $34,955.50. Court automation fees per statute are for the court to spend. The district judge has discretion solely on what they're spent for, as long as it is for purposes of technology. I've used this fund in the past to buy TVs for the courtroom, use it for text messaging for defendants. We use it to pay for our program, Virtual Justice, because we still have to run record checks out of it. Girls need computers, keyboards, we bought a copy machine. That's what we use those things for, anything related to technology. The total amount in there, if the number's correct that they gave me today, is $63,982.51. So this is a substantial amount, but wanted to ask your permission on it. The legislature has decided that they're gonna take on district court next year and make some changes. In your packet, there is an exhibit D5. It's the district court white paper, Arkansas Municipal League, and it's a statement of the different things that they want to change. Court automation fees accrue because defendants get a $10 fee every month if they go without paying the case in full. I'll warn everybody at the beginning of court that if they're gonna make a payment and it's $60 per month, only $50 is going towards their balance. That's by statute. The legislature, again, has noticed that the district court's the workforce of the judiciary. District court brings into the state $19.4 million. Circuit court brings $5.3 million. If anyone needs any of that information, I didn't print that out because it was pretty thick. I can get you the information that the state has investigated as far as the money, but the purpose of the court system isn't to generate revenue, but the reality of it is that's what happens. So the court automation fees has a good purpose because it helps us provide technology that benefits defendants. The text messaging helps. I mean, they get the text message, they have a reminder that there's a court date, and they show up. We have TVs that explain the process. So there's a number of things that we do that, again, facilitate what we do on a daily basis. What the legislature is asking to do is to change the method of the installment fee. And it is a burden to those that are truly indigent. If you can't afford to pay your fines and costs and you're put on a payment plan, and you have that payment every month tacked onto your balance, and I'm pretty strict with defendants on what it is that they can pay, and I tell them, and I do the math for them, that you're gonna pay this much amount in court automation fees, and I've had people in front of me that owe more in court automation fees than the original fine and cost amount. They had a $165 ticket, and they're standing in front of me, and they owe $400 in court automation fees because they hadn't been paying the balance. So the policy behind them changing it is good. The issue is, we don't know what the legislature is gonna do for a replacement. I am on the legislative committee to try to find an answer of where they're gonna get that money. And so I can't tell you with certainty what's going to happen, but I can tell you that the Association of Counties would like to take that money and give it to the county. And so I don't know if the city will continue to hold that fund. It's important, I think, if we have an expense, to use it now, because again, I don't know where it's going and I don't know who's gonna hold it. The AOC, which is the entity that is the administrative office of the courts at a state level, they would like to hold the money too. So it's an issue of who's gonna end up with it. What I care about is making sure that the court system runs effectively and smoothly, and that defendants, again, have what they need, that we can provide them to help facilitate the court process. So the total amount that I'm requesting to spend out of the court automation fee is the $34,955. And if you all are good with that. I don't know if it's required to do a bid. I've been told that the amount's
If
$50,000.
it's a capital improvement,
Yes.
of the nature of a capital improvement, it is 50,000 is the limit, over which bidding is required.
Okay,
Otherwise, it's 35,000, and you're under both, so.
okay. All right, so that's the main reason that I'd asked to come before you and explain. And if you'd like me to, Mayor Hall, I can tell you the 5 other things that the legislature is asking to change that may impact the city.
If you don't care, we probably need to hear it.
Okay. So the state judge's salary, the total amount that the city of Ozark pays for my salary is $7,155.30. The cities and the counties, the municipal league and the Association of Counties would like for the state to pick their part up. Makes sense, I'm a state employee, I'm not a county employee, I'm not a city employee. The total cost of that, to do it for all the district judges, is $4.1 million. I don't know if the state will pick that amount up. Nobody's against it, they all think it makes sense, but the governor has said that the budget is tight, so I don't know that that will pass, but no one is against it. So you may be able to save $7,155.30 if the state picks up that portion. The installment fee I've already covered. The retained share is going to change. In your packet, there's several sheets. It's this one right here, the spreadsheet. The very first one is Ozark. So all the court costs that we collect, and the total amount that we collected last year was somewhere around $160,000 in court costs. The city of Ozark has a retained share that they always get to keep, and that amount is $8,870.91. Anything over and above that, the state takes. I calculated what that average was for 2023. On average, we brought in $16,090.45 for a 12-month period. So it shouldn't affect you all very much because we're a high-performing court as far as collections are concerned. But if they change the retained share, they'd like to change it to where it's 50-50, to where the state gets 50%, the city keeps 50%. They want to do that because there's places like Pulaski County that don't share any with the state. So they're trying to make it even across the board and change that. I don't think this change will impact Ozark very much just because we always bring over and above what your retained share is if they change it to 50%. They're going to examine the 4th thing, the administration of justice fund, and remove non-administrative justice expenses. That includes the highway safety program, county reimbursement for jurors, justice building construction, the district courts pay for the circuit courts, trial court reporters, and their assistants. And so they're examining that. That part shouldn't impact the city very much, but like I said, there's $19 million that district court sends into the state, and it pays for a number of things that have nothing to do with the court system as far as district court's concerned, and it funds everything else, including the law schools. And then the 5th thing is they're gonna ask to consolidate departments and court security. Our small courts like Altus may get consolidated, so they're looking into that. That part of that's been coming with Amendment 80, when you had a bunch of local courts. We changed and transitioned in 2021 where you have a full-time judge now, and you still have a lot of city courts that are operating on a small basis, and they don't really have the number of clerks necessary to do what they need to in order to make certain that accounting checks and balances are followed. We are set up really the right way here because the Altus reviewing the receipts, someone else going to the bank. So we're set up the right way, that Altus, Coal Hill, and my Lamar, they're gonna examine. They may get consolidated. But those things are changing, so you'll be reading all that in the newspapers. It's one of the main things that they'd like to tackle next year.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. And by the way, okay, we need a motion to approve our expenditures first, please.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Yeah, I'll be second.
Okay.
Marcus.
I didn't hear him, sorry. Meyer,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
It is very good to see you, and we are very
Yes, it
thankful
is.
you're here with us, so. All right, the next item is the armory. So you know, I had to get it appraised in order to get it on our insurance. So, I had sent this out to you earlier, I did not reprint it. It cost us $1,500 to have that appraised. And it appraised for $100,000. So, we need to open up, not tonight, I need you to decide, are we gonna keep it? Are we going, you're just gonna have to decide what you wanna do with it. I will tell you that the, American Legion next door has inquired about the building, as well as the food pantry has inquired about it.
American Legion has claimed it
Yeah.
as well.
We got that today, so, yeah. So, we'll be discussing this probably, well, trying to think what committee that'll go under. We'll probably just do it along with the street and water as well. Don't really fall under anywhere else. I would rather us not sit on it for a long time. I'm ready to, we didn't know it was ours to begin with. So, be thinking about that. And like Kevin said, the American Legion is claiming it, but we've just got all kind of paperwork on that, so I'm not really sure what our next step is. So I'll take any of those.
Saying it's theirs? Saying that it is theirs?
Well, apparently an individual in the military department, one of their legal guys, did all the research back to when and came up with that is the city's property, and the city had leased it to the National Guard, which is part of the Arkansas Military Department. I don't know if you knew there was a military department in the state, but it is a state agency. And they govern the National Guards. And so, that was the conclusion that was drawn from the Arkansas Department of Military. And they have, I've got his contact number. Again, this claim didn't come through till 4 o'clock this afternoon. But the commander of the American Legion unit out of Charleston had transmitted to the mayor a claim that, hey, this isn't even the city's anyway, by virtue of a picture that was taken in 1930. So, we're gonna have to address that before we, obviously, we're gonna have to either settle that, settle whether that claim's valid or not valid, or what. And so I will be in contact with that guy at the Military Affairs Department and, try to get what he's already done, and that may help us in terms of having to go forward with that.
So right now, we're
Title.
stuck. We're in neutral. We can't do nothing right now until you
Yeah,
find it.
he's already got it started.
Okay.
So that'll save some time and hopefully some money.
Okay.
So do I need to hold off on the insurance on the building right now until we see?
I think you should carry insurance.
Yeah, we've
on
got
that.
to have the
First,
insurance.
just be insurance on
Presumably,
it.
it's ours. They
Right.
filed a release of our lease, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to insure it.
Yeah, but we're back to, I need a line item
Yeah.
for the armory, to pay $1,500 to the, appraiser.
I will make a motion to create a line item for the armory. And how much do you need in there,
It's
Rob?
actually a motor shed.
Yeah,
The Armory Motor Shed.
it's,
Do you need money for insurance too?
that will go with, she'll
Motor building.
attach that onto, the municipal league, and we'll just see that in, because we took, what building did we take? We took the American Legion building off, because we have been paying insurance on that for years. So, took one off and we'll add that one on. So did I get a second for his motion?
I second it.
Okay. No, it was Angela.
Tyler,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Melton,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Minor,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yeah.
So is that what you wanna call it, the old armory building, or how do y'all want?
The motor pool, I believe.
Just
It's
a
the
motor
pool.
shed or
It's the
whatever.
Armory motor pool. That's
Motor
what
pool.
the-
Armory motor pool?
Yeah. Cause the Armory building still
But
belongs
back
to
up
the
here,
state,
yeah.
but it's the next building over that now belongs to us.
Right. I just didn't know how y'all were officially gonna call it.
Three of buildings.
All right, next we have public input. First on the, public input is Joanne Correa.
Good evening. And it's probably no surprise that, I just want to voice an opinion again that I'm not in favor of the entertainment district. I am in favor of an entertainment district if it would not include, public alcohol. And from my understanding, the boundaries, it was laid out that was requested for the, December event. That's the only boundaries that I'm aware of, that the council voted down, was a 4-block area. I wasn't aware of any boundaries that included Gar Creek. I hadn't heard that out on the street or anything, but, I think it would be, wise for, you, as you're gathering information, to present it to the council in January after the public meetings, to not have a vote in January if we don't know what the boundaries are. I have asked what the boundaries were, but from what I understand, it hasn't been decided yet. And so that doesn't really allow for public input after the boundaries have been set. So, so I think.
See the document going around?
It didn't get to us.
Where did it stop? Does anyone have it?
Have you,
She put it in her pocket.
From what I read, when I research, entertainment district, it does not really, add diversity to the community. It attracts adult-only, businesses, and so it would kind of defeat a purpose of a variety of businesses. I think that our businesses that serve alcohol, they seem very successful. They have wise business owners, and I'm not sure, it just seems like the only businesses that are going to, get more business is the ones that serve alcohol. It's not gonna really help our other business owners in the downtown district. I'm also interested in what's gonna happen to property values. I live on the fringe of that, and, also concerned about, the police burden, now that we have the concern of the maximum security prison, in our county. What is that gonna add to our police burden, and do we have a budget to increase the police that would, I don't know who maintains the boundaries of the entertainment district, but I would assume that the police would be involved in that. But a non-alcoholic entertainment district there wouldn't be extra trash, there wouldn't be an extra police commitment, there would not be discrimination of ages, there wouldn't be boundaries to worry about
Ms.
enforcing.
Joanne, your time is up.
Okay.
Sorry.
Even with the interruption of the map, that I have 10 more seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. No need for teenagers to sneak around. And I would suggest that we would all write reviews for our businesses, and that's how I look for places to stop, is reviews. When I go into the maps, I look for good eats, or good lunch, or good, you could look for good drinks or whatever. If we made a concerted effort to write reviews for our businesses, I think that would be something that wouldn't cost us anything, and it could increase traffic into Ozark. Thank you.
All right, Michelle? You're next.
Am I next on the list?
Yes, ma'am, you sure are. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Good evening, I'm Michelle Toll Brown. I appreciate you guys letting me back to express my concerns. I am a residential owner in the downtown historic area and a member of Main Street, and then I also have hospitality because I operate an Airbnb. I want to let you guys know that from an Airbnb hospitality standpoint, and I've done that for 7 years, just a little over 2 years here, but for 7 years total. I had a place, a property that's located near the Ant in Rogers previously. And I want to let you know that my absolute worst people that I ever had in the Airbnb were the people who came to the concerts at the Ant. And I feel like we'd end up not even be profitable. We'd have losses because they might have smoked a cigarette when they weren't supposed to and burnt the couch, and it was a $700 couch, et cetera. It ended up being not real profitable, and I just cringed because you can't control who's going to come in. You just have to accept them, I do put a limit, no one under 25, and I have a few limits like that I'm allowed to do, but other than that, I can't just deny people, or I will be penalized as a host, and I'm a super host, and bring a lot of people I've brought people from 2 countries, and the majority of my people come from out of state that I bring into Ozark currently. I do send them to our different eateries. I have a guidebook I've created. So I do bring in quite a bit, even though it's just one place at this time. So I just wanted to share that from the viewpoint of hospitality. I also am concerned about the crime increase and alcohol-related crime. I do live there. My poor 83-year-old mother had to witness the police arrest a meth addict out of the Pink House across the street from us last year. And they were stored up when the electrician showed up to work on that house, up in that top old ferry room operator room. So I know we don't like to talk about some of these negative things, and I know the mayor asked us to not put a black eye on our town, but when we're discussing bringing in open container public alcohol into our little town, I think we have to be real about what are we already dealing with. When we have concerns of drug deals going down outside the library, when we have concerns of drug deals going down at the Gar Creek Park with 10 cars involved, and then making it to where your phone can't even call 911 because they blocked your call. I know our authorities know these things, but I think the citizens need to know, as a person that lives downtown, what I have experienced. And I love this town, and I have literally painted the park, and I have literally picked up trash, and I want to keep doing that with other projects like the Friends of the Overlook and other projects like that. And I think this is a total cart before the horse and a poor fit for our community. I believe that a feasibility study with a proper organization such as University of Central Arkansas or the University of Fayetteville Public Policy would be the right way to go with trying to see whether or not this is a good fit.
Ms. Pat? L-E-D-S.
I just wanted to share with you my view on the whole thing. As a property owner and a City of Ozark taxpayer in the Main Street Ozark Downtown Historic District, I am firmly against any and all attempts to consider any public alcohol drinking ordinances commonly known as entertainment districts. I'm against just 6 people and the mayor making this decision that will impact all taxpayers in Ozark, all downtown homeowners whose insurance rates will go up and property values go down as a result of any nearby entertainment districts. And this matter, in my opinion, should be referred to the tax-paying registered voters of the City of Ozark. And I render my remaining time to Michelle Brown.
We'll have to get it to, what's your name? I forgot. Stephen. Give it to Stephen.
I'll give it, okay, I render it to Stephen now.
Stephen did not sign up.
I'm definitely on there.
Huh?
If maybe my chicken spread, but.
I have 3 people right here. I have Joanne Perea, Michelle Toole Brown, and Pat Bonds.
Roxy, there was 2 pages.
Okay, I don't have 2. Hang on.
They were sitting
hang on,
side by
Bob.
side.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I did not see that. Doesn't look the same. See how I didn't see that? Sorry. I will tell you though that the league had said, there, you use your time, what time you use, we don't share and give time. Okay, so you can have your 3 minutes,
Okay.
please. Hang on, Stephen Keller. Hang on, Steve, give me just a minute, because you're in the phone. Okay.
Thanks for letting me speak. I wanted to speak last week, but I didn't get the opportunity, so I appreciate it. So this isn't really a statement, but this is just coming from my heart here. Ozark's a place we all hold dear. And I hope today everybody recognizes that we are all here because we love this community and this town. If tonight we can agree on something, at least we can agree on that. We all want to see Ozark grow. We all want to see it thrive. But I'd like to challenge you today with this. How do you want to see it grow? And in what way do you wish to see it thrive? I've had the pleasure of working with Henry Cable over the past 6 months as I work on putting together the mystery and history of Manitou Mountain, because I work up there with Wyoming. And over the course of this particular period of time, I was introduced to a number of pictures of Ozark, and I won't be able to overlook how lively the town square was, and how it's been since. I'm 30 now. People my age remember the old Ozark, and I can't help but wish I could relate. Because 10 years ago is when I moved, and I've been watching it degrade for about 10 years. I say this because I think what legacy will we leave behind for our kids or our grandchildren, and this is from me, like what legacy will I leave behind for my son or his kids? And I see a town full of potential. I see a town where people can truly live and not just a stopping point, not a party town, but a town that celebrates people, families from every walk of life. And this proposed entertainment district might bring people in, but at what cost? There's still brokenness in this town. There's still people healing from substance abuse, drug abuse, and I would warn against remaining apathetic to our neighbors. I don't think it's right to throw caution to the wind and bring about kind of a Disney Street-like atmosphere without proper government infrastructure to handle such a change. I also only live 2 blocks away from downtown on Market Street and across from the library, and I do worry about how it will affect my family and my kids. I have 2 younger kids. And so again, I'll ask, what legacy do we leave our next generation downtown? And I know we have a large task ahead of us. It's full of bumps, it's full of pitfalls, and there's a lot of red tape. I know that. full of hope, and I think it's full of positive change. And if we can set our own goals and ambition aside and work together to solve Ozark's problems in a healthy way, I believe we can see tomorrow where our kids can't wait to go back home for Christmas. Because of how beautiful and welcoming our hometown is. So that's pretty much all I have, but I love this town, and yeah, thank you very much.
Melinda Chrisman.
Looks like Chad something.
Is there a Chad in here?
Or a CH, somebody that signed up? Or-
Yep. Nobody's here. Okay, that's all we have for public input. Let me do the announcements. We want to remind you that the Christmas open house for the businesses will be Sunday, November the 24th. Different businesses have different times, so you're just gonna need to kind of look on their doors. I'm hoping that they will have posters out, and I would assume that they would be putting something out in the graphic, but don't forget that. Christmas parade is December the 14th. And I did mention earlier about the wonderful turnout that we had yesterday. A&P has paid for those banners, and we did it in 20 increments. And I have to tell you that Kathy Jones took the bull by the horn and got that done this round. She already has 10 names for us to do another set, so I'm very pleased with that. Just to remind you, City Hall offices will be closed Thursday and Friday the 28th and 29th. So that is that information. And before I ask for an adjournment, we had a devastating loss this week in our community. And if you have looked at Facebook at any given time, not one person has said anything negative about Miss Hillard. The legacy that she is going to leave behind is something that each and every one of us need to strive every day to be better. It said in there that she makes everyone feel special. She didn't make anyone feel less than her. She welcomed them with a smile, and I can promise you that lady could agree to disagree and still be your best friend and not cause problems. I'm going to ask tonight that you remember that family. It's a very sad time for them, but just remember the new saying, you know, years ago there was one, what would Jesus do? What would we do to be more like Donna Hillard? I need a motion to adjourn, please.
And I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second it.
Meyer,
Yeah.
Minor. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Melton.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.